What's up, everyone? With my channel, I am DJ, aka Token Black. I need for the first time, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. So today on the channel, we're going to take a little deep dive into Penguin, and after the season finale this past weekend, I want to give my thoughts of it. The latest DC crime from HBO Max, everyone was talking about. So why is the Penguin perfect? Because I think the show is perfect. Well, it's got gritty tone, complex characters, and a bunch of other stuff that we're going to get into. But yeah, just we'll get into it. We'll talk about it. So first, Colin Farrell as the Penguin, Oswald Cole how do you say his name? Cobblepot, whatever his name was. Yeah, Colin Farrell. We saw him briefly in the Batman. Did not recognize him as the Penguin because of the makeup and everything. But yeah, Colin Farrell, job performance, transformation that he did in the Batman carried over to the show. I mean, you can't tell it's him. Unless if I did not know that was Colin Farrell, then I know it's Colin Farrell. So cool that. So, like I said, in the Batman, we got a brief introduction to the Penguin. He was kind of like in the mix with the Falcons, but not at top of his game yet, as the Penguin that we know it. He's just a monster with a funny nose. He's got the one scene that I guess he's getting chased by Batman and flips over and everything. He's got vulnerability, twisted sense of humor. Yeah, and I think Colin Farrell did an amazing job portraying him in the Batman, and it carries over to the show. This is basically the whole series was basically like his upcoming and how he rose to power, taking place right after the events of the Batman. Like I said, he's got it shows the more gritty side of Gotham, like we're down on the street level of Gotham, and him just trying to hit his how you want to say it, path to glory, I guess you say. But for him coming to power, um, he's battling rival gangs from the Falcons. His biggest threat is the Falcons. He worked for them. He's kind of like been waiting and biding his time to take control. But it's not really a superhero story that we thought. And I'm kind of glad the Batman didn't show up in it. I like the way they incorporate the very last second little Easter egg with the bat signal in the mention of Selena Kyle, Catwoman. We'll get that later on. But speaking of Gotham and stuff, it brings the city more to like life because Batman is usually always at night. We were at daytime and stuff like that. We were on the ground level, seeing the actual people of the city, the politics and the criminal corruption that was going on the ground level, not just after like Batman has got into it. So that was pretty cool to see it every episode and how the struggle for power between different crime organizations were going on. And I feel like the city of Gotham is also a character in the show itself. I mean, we saw the gritty side of it. We saw the class systems of how like the one when all the power was being diverted to the rich area, but the poor areas weren't getting power. So you kind of just see how some parts of Gotham are left to just rot. So that was interesting. Again, the world building of this to me was more about world building for the Batman movie, the universe and everything, not the DCU or whatever, this whole separate thing. Who else? Oh, Sophia Falcone, the actor's name was Christy Milioti. Bravo, my dear, bravo. There are some times in the series that I forgot there was a Penguin show, and she carried it. She was, whatever she was on screen, she seemed so menacing, so a threat, so calculated, and learning about her trauma of why she is the way now, what her family did to her. Such a good character. And I love the back and forth of her and Oz going like their chess match that they were doing, seeing them losing. And I think what Oz did to her at the end was worse than death, having her back locked up in Arkham. So yeah, Sophia was one of outside of Colin Farrell, I think she might be my favorite character of the whole show. Another unsung hero is Vic. I love the relationship between him and Oz, how he basically took him under the wing. And that that whole relationship sometimes made you forget that Penguin is a bad guy, but you're at the same time rooting for him. And the relationship with Vic and everything, you want to see him like nourish Vic, and like there's moments that they have like kind of like a big brother or father figure that he's having, and taking him under the wing and showing him the ropes. But again, this guy's a criminal, and we've seen it time after time. He will do anything to get in power, and at the end, he ends up killing Vic. So I mean, Oz is a bad guy, and that show reminds you, hey, I know you got to root for him, but this guy's not a good person. So I kudos to the writers, because again, there are times during the show that I'm rooting for him, but I have to take a step back saying, nah, this guy's an asshole and he's not good. Along with Sophia too, because even though all the trauma, you kind of relate to him, you still you find yourself rooting for him, but you're like, I shouldn't be rooting for this guy because he is a bad guy. And he continues to show us throughout the show he's not a good person. He will throw anybody under the bus to get what he wants, and even lie to his own mother. And that whole dynamic with his mother, that the way him killing his brothers, and the whole revolution of that, I thought that was played good. And the fact that he never got to hear his mom say, I'm proud of you, even though he succeeded in what he said he was going to do, that is kind of forever going to haunt him. So again, kudos to the writers for making me feel for these characters that I shouldn't be feeling for, because they're evil people, all of them. But there really isn't no winners in all this. Everybody lost in some way, shape, or form in the series. So, but again, I said the writing so good. But what else we want to talk about? I got my notes here. It's dark in moments. It has its funny moments in it. Again, the world building, and for the future DC projects for this universe, I think did a good job of setting the tone for what's to come. I know the Batman 2 is supposed to come out now. And it left things open for more tie-ins to the Batman series. I really like this universe. I hope they keep it separate from everything. If they just keep it all on HBO Max, I'll be completely happy. They ain't gotta connect nothing to the new James Gunn stuff. Keep it the way it is. But yeah, I really enjoyed this show. What else we want? Anything else I want in my notes? But yeah, I give the show a 9.9 out of 10. I think the show is damn near perfect. It's been a long time since there was a show where every week I was like, I can't wait the next episode. This is one of those shows where I'm just like, oh, I can't wait. I think awards should go around for the cast, and this show come Grammys. Grammys, no Grammys, Golden Globes and all that stuff. I think at least nominations for supporting actress, main actor. I guess the costume design for Colin Farrell. I just think the show, there isn't much right now that I think I would say. I heard Tulsa King is real good. They could probably compete against it, but as far as shows I've watched so far, other than House of Dragon, I don't see anybody competing against this show as far as awards go so far in this award season. So, yeah, I enjoyed the show. If you haven't already watched the show, I recommend. I know I did spoil some things. Sorry about that, but it is a good watch. And I remember when the show was announced, we were talking about it on our the Hangout and Storms Live, but I really wasn't interested in the show, and I'm glad I gave it a chance because I was hooked on the first episode. If you were a fan of like The Godfather or Sopranos, shows like that, you're gonna get a good mob, crime, underworld story, and without all the superhero stuff and everything, which I really appreciate. It's more ground level and more real. It's more real. Yeah, so that's my thoughts. Drop your thoughts, comments below. Let me hear your take on the show. Do you like it? Did you hate it? Have you watched it? Are you looking forward to Batman 2? Do you want to see more of these ground level villains? What villain would you want to see next? I personally want to see maybe Scarecrow come around, because we kind of talked about that one psychiatrist maybe Scarecrow. I heard Mr. Freeze might be upcoming, so we'll also see. We shall see. I mean, but yeah, that's my thoughts. Penguin, 9.9 out of 10. If you haven't watched it, watch it. See you guys when I see you. Peace.